So day 3 or 2? I'm so confused at this point. Is it 2 or 3, Paul?
I got the Tuesday.
I know,
It's
me
like
too.
day 5 for me.
Okay, it's day 5 for me too. Let's just pretend this is day 3 of D-Scoop, because I think it is. Day 3 of D-Scoop. I'm here with Paul Gardner from Hudson Printing, who I happen to love and respect, but damn it, I'm promoting you again.
Thank you.
And how wonderful that you're here, you're an HP customer here with one of your customers. And this is Bryce from OC Tanner. And right before I turned the camera on, I said how lovely it is that you two are collaborating with each other. And Bryce has a different perspective on that. So why don't you...
Well, I sharply corrected you, Deborah, because collaboration is just a single element of a partnership. And Paul Gardner, both of Hudson Printing, we consider as a partner to something that is so valuable to us. They have technology capability people that we couldn't do without. We have the need to drive our business forward, and we're doing it with a partner. And that collaboration is just one of those many elements of partnership.
So did you seek Paul out, or did Paul find you?
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
Just in the industry, deep knowledge, longtime friend. I had originally approached Hudson Printing. Paul Gardner was not there at the time. I had approached them looking for some additional partners. I knew they had the technology and the DNA that we wanted. They weren't quite ready for us yet, but they expressed an interest in testing with us after they were ready. And then between that time and the time that Paul Gardner joined their company, Paul actually made the phone call back 6 months later and said, hey, I'm with Hudson now and we're ready and we'd like to test. And so we were able to get the files over and then build up a workflow. And a couple years later, we've been running with them for about a solid 16 months full time now, and almost 2 years if you include the testing with that.
So, Paul, how did you figure out how to add value to what Bryce was doing?
Well, so this goes back, the relationship with Bryce goes back to 1999 when OC Tanner was producing catalogs, static catalogs, 100 pages thick, print a bunch of them, end up throwing half away because they could become obsolete. So Bryce approached a company called Rastar, owned by a gentleman named Kevin Despain. Kevin later hired me to come help him build the company, and so we've been working together for 15 years and building cool things.
But specifically with the variable data printing, how did you come in and add value there?
Well, by figuring out what is it that they need to accomplish and how can we help them with that. And in this case, most of the heavy lifting and development on this program was done years ago when he and I worked together at Rastar. And so concerned with having a single point of failure in their organization led him to look to other vendors. And I had since left Rastar, hadn't yet joined Hudson Printing, but he was out looking for additional vendors. So when I joined Hudson and heard the whole story of Paul Hudson telling him, no, we're not ready, I said, whoa, we got to get ready, right? This is nuts. This is someone we want to work with. He can teach us and help us and grow us. Because Hudson Printing's a 105-year-old printing company, but we've only been into digital for 3 years.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I would have thought you've been in digital since the day it started.
So I've been in digital for eons, but for Hudson Printing, I'm the new, crazy nutcase off on the side trying to grow a little business inside this 105-year-old heat-set web printing company.
Right.
So Bryce is helping us do that.
That's fantastic. And so are you working on things that both of you have never worked on before?
We are.
And you're inventing them as you go along.
Yep. So one of his customers has now become one of our customers, very large organization, and together we're collaborating to create what we call a data-driven print laboratory where we can take resources from all three companies, mash them up together, and see if we can do something to improve the outcomes of patients in a healthcare organization through the intelligent use of print. And Bryce is part of that group.
So Bryce, Hudson Printing aside, as a customer, print customer, what are the sort of qualities that working with Paul, if you were seeking out a printer, other than Hudson, just to pretend they're out of the picture for a moment, this will help printers to understand the types of conversations they should be having with new customers. So what are the types of things you want to hear you're looking for?
Well, it's interesting. I gave a presentation on that very thing to this group yesterday.
Oh,
and
I'm very topical.
And that was the perfect topic because there were 5 key takeaways from that, and the first one was that we're looking for people who are interested in a relationship more than just a sale. And building that deep relationship into a partnership.
Now you're speaking my language, sir.
We really look for people who are willing to invest and philosophically share and collaborate. We look for people who have full and complete transparency. We look for relationships that have the ability to show respect to us, and we allow us to respect them for what they're doing. And then one of the last things, which I think is the most important thing, is that the ownership of the companies that we deal with, we want them to be part of the sale. So in Paul Hudson's case, he's the proprietor of that organization. He has been sort of shoulder to shoulder with me through this whole thing. And the other partners that we have at Sun and IC Group, the leadership of their company, the ownership of their company is part of our relationship with them. And so those are just the most critical things to us.
Amazing. And Paul, just before we tie this up, let's just have a moment about JetCom, the conference, which was amazing. You were definitely significantly involved with it. Where do you hope to take it? Because I do consider you a visionary, damn it. I'm promoting you again.
Thank you, but in this case I may end up being a copycat. So I'm one voice. HP approached me, David Murphy, last fall and said, Paul, do you think we need a users group? I said, as a customer, absolutely. And he grabbed a hold of that, wrote me in to help him get this thing off the ground from the customer side. We've asked the membership of JetCom, which showed up here in force. We expected maybe 60 people. I think we ended up with more than double that.
Right.
We're asking them in a survey right now, what do they want to see out of the group? Because it's really not what do I want.
No, but I want to know.
I'm happy
but
to share you my opinion.
I do want to know that because you are integral in this community.
Sure. So my fondest hope is that 2 or 3 or 5 years down the road, we make JetCom such a success that D-Scoop comes and kidnaps it from us and folds it into the D-Scoop organization.
Right.
Because I think it would be really hard for anybody to surpass what D-Scoop has accomplished. We think perhaps we could enrich what they've done at some point.
Right. Wonderful. Well, you guys, it's really been truly inspiring to hear from you. And Bryce, you are preaching to my choir. I fully believe, probably because I'm a print customer, that's why we're on the same page. Paul, damn it, I love you still, and more each day. Thank you guys so much. Safe travels home. We're almost getting to leave, right?
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.